Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Danny and Juice. How you doing tonight, Juice?
I gotta say I'm doing good, and I crunched the numbers, and it's official. We have a metric ton of stuff to get to tonight.
Oh
It's gonna be
my gosh. So for
it's
those
a
of you
lot.
who have never
A
joined
lot.
us on a Tuesday, this is our fun night, our game night.
Taco Tuesday. Oh,
No, I wish I would be eating some tacos right now. I think my teeth are good. I think eat tacos again. But this is our fun night, our game night, and we just do random things. Tonight we have in store for you, since it's Money in the Bank season, some Money in the Bank segments. Our first one that we're going to do is a blind ranking where Juice is going to try to guess what year or event Money in the Bank I'm talking about by the participants. We're going to have a card pack opening, which is becoming a weekly segment from Juice. And we're going to do our ranking of the best title reigns after a cash-in for Money in the Bank. So we're going to be discussing a lot of Money in the Bank stuff tonight. So stay tuned because hopefully you enjoy all this. Juice, anything to add?
yeah. Before we dive in, thank you to Keverlast who resubscribed to us for. He's on a 5-month streak. Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. And yes, that gives you no ads.
No
As you can see
ads.
in the comments, he subscribed using his Amazon Prime account, which if you want, the directions are right there in the chat to the right or left, however you're looking at it. I don't know. And it gives you the instructions on how to do it. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Amazon Prime Gaming, which gives you one free sub to use on us. Costs you nothing, and it helps us all the same as a actual one would. And also, I see on the screen it's 35% off right now for gifted subs for the next 4 days. If you want to gift somebody a sub out of the kindness of your heart, 35% off. Something to think about. And yeah, besides that, I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. And let's do it. Some trivia. It's your turn to hit me with some trivia this week. Let's go.
Also, please don't forget, official band of the podcast, Accept the Win. Thank you guys for being our official band before and after the show and during the breaks. They just dropped a new, why do I always forget? Music video. I always blank on it every time I go to say it. They just dropped
You
a new music. I don't know why, bro. On YouTube, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's really good. I can't remember the name music video for the life of me. I don't know why, but it is what it is.
you can easily just say new single, new song. Nobody would
Nah, I
care that
got it.
much.
I have to
It's
say
all
music video. I have to.
it's all the same.
That's what it is for me. All right, so trivia for this
Okay.
week. I got one for you. Let me just pull it up because I've been doing a lot of stuff the past few days. Okay, so Money in the Bank. There have been 32 total cash-ins. 32 total cash-ins. How many of these 32 have been on a pay-per-view? And I'll give you within two because it's such a random guess. So I'll give you within two, and I'll give you the point if you get within two. So, for example, if
Jesus
it's
Christ.
three and you guess either anywhere from 1 through 5, I'll give you the point there.
Boy. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna try and really quick think about so New Year's Revolution, Edge. Assuming RVD counts because he cashed in at a pay-per-view, but he announced it in advance. I'm assuming you're counting that one.
Of course. Yeah, it's doesn't matter where
Okay.
they announce it. It's where they cash in.
All right.
Killer Tomato says 25 of the 32, by
Let's
the way.
see. Punk. Both of Punks were on. No. One of Punks is on Raw. I think both were on Raw actually. Oh my God. I know Seth was on
This is a good one.
pay-per-view. I know some of. I'm gonna say like 2 or 3 of the women's were on the night of. Maybe two. Kane was the same night, I think. I think Dean was the same night. One of Miz's, I think, was on Raw, but I think the other one was at the pay-per-view. Maybe not. Um, Bronze was at Hell in a Cell. Not fair. Juice is using his fingers. I'm trying. um, there was Summer Survivor Series with Sheamus. There was some at SummerSlam. I'm just gonna go with 13 because I can't go through every single one in my head. I'm gonna say 13 of them. Probably a little bit more.
13. I finally got juice on a trivia. It took long enough.
I mean,
Hey man, I gave you a range. I gave you within 5. That's pretty good.
out of 32.
That's not okay. Anyway, the answer was 19. 19 of the 32 were on a pay-per-view. It's actually a really interesting breakdown. Most of the cash-ins were on just individually on Raw, which is very interesting. A lot of them, like you said, were at Money in the Bank. The second most was 6 at Money in the Bank. SummerSlam has 3. Extreme Rules and WrestleMania have 2, and then a bunch of singles: One Night Stand, Elimination Chamber, Hell in a Cell, New Year's Revolution, Survivor Series, and TLC. So
yeah. Look, I'll be honest with you. If I legit wanted to go one by one, I probably could have gotten it, but for the sake of time, I did not want to sit here and analyze.
Hey man,
32 in my head.
It was gonna be real. I was ready for you to do it, and I was like sitting here like, wow, he's gonna do it, and he might get it, and I'm gonna be annoyed.
Yeah. I kind of threw it in. It's fine.
Hey,
I did say 13 and probably a little bit more, but it's fine.
If that was TV, you would have gotten it right. TV is 13. Raw 8, SmackDown 5. All right, moving on. We are going next to a segment that I used to love and now I hate because I just can't figure it out. The Road to All In budget game. Before I pull it up, Juice, anything you want to tell the fans?
Man, I gotta say, y'all gotta step up and take some swings because, like, you got a 4-hour TV show, you got a 4-hour Dynamite tomorrow night, and only half the show is revealed. You get more points for getting people on your rosters that are not wrestling.
Yeah, but if they don't show up at all, you get no points. It's a very difficult thing. And what's made it more difficult is that Tony, literally before you started this game, I just wanted to be clear, before you started this game, Tony would announce pretty much the entire card. Ever since you announced this budget game, Tony has given us half cards, and it's been very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, that may or may not be in part. That may or may not be in partnership by design.
Ridiculous.
But
why am I so low?
Yeah, look, I mean, hey, I'm just saying that's part of the game. You know, I mean, once you can put up the rankings now, but once you see the point differentials between everybody, if y'all want to win this thing or get close, you gotta take some swings. Just saying. Oh, that's the wrong sheet.
I know. Where'd it go? Give me a second.
It's okay. So one thing I will bring up while everyone's waiting. One thing that happened last week: 3 of the 9 teams had the exact same lineup. That's part of my point. Where, like, I know you all don't know who you're picking, but everyone's kind of going the same way, and it's not really leaving much room for points. So as you can see here, TJ scored 78 points last week, the most of anybody. And Jim Fields, with the lowest amount of points, did not have as good of an effort. But besides that, everybody else was, Danny didn't have a great week either. He had 55, did not do too well.
Nope.
And everybody else then between 64 and 74, like the little 10-point range. So there wasn't a lot of discrepancy. And I get people are trying to get the guaranteed points, but just remember, like last week, Cole, I mean, you can see right there, Cole had the most tied for the most points and he wasn't even announced for the show. So it pays off to take a swing and win. Look what happened with Keverlast. That's why he's in first right now.
Shut up,
he
Tomato,
took a swing.
you weenie.
Keverlast took a swing on Anna Jay, Megan Bain, and Harley Cameron, and that's why he's in first right now because he took a swing. So no,
I 100% agree. Trust me, I'm trying to take swings, man. I just don't know who to swing on. Like it's.
I know.
I'm pretty sure I chose Danny Garcia, I think, I don't know who I forgot who I chose for last week, but like I took a swing on 1 or 2 guys, one paid off, one didn't. Yeah. Like it's just it's somehow more difficult than WWE, and I did not expect that. I thought it was going to be so much easier than WWE. It's crazy.
No, cool, because it's WWE's way more predictable with what they'll do, so it's way easier to pick.
Yeah, but they also didn't announce. They announced less than TK used to. Like that one was harder to predict who was going to actually wrestle.
Yeah, well, we'll see how the rest of the season shakes out, but
I'm nervous.
I mean, remember this is week 3, and there's only 7 weeks, I think. So we're getting there.
This is
but really quick. All right, so
you give them all the easy ones.
TJ moving up 1 point. one spot. Jay DeFalco moving down one. They swapped. They're still very close, second and third there. Harley with the biggest week in terms of movement, moving up two slots, and Danny moving down one, and the other Jim Fields moving down one as well. And as I said, three people had the same exact roster. As you can tell, looking at this, it was Harley and the folks over at Till 5. All three of you picked the same exact team. So, yeah, I don't know what to say to that, but we'll see how it goes this week. As you can see, the top wrestlers, Kenny Omega successfully defending the international title, and Adam Cole wrestling. Both were the top point getters for last week. John Moxley at 14, beating Mark Briscoe. Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Commander all getting on there with 10, 11 points for their trios win. Tony and Mina getting on there for their win, and Dax and Cash getting on there for their win. So, yeah, I mean, it's it's heating up. We're going to keep it rolling. Just get your lineups in before noon tomorrow if you haven't. You're welcome to make changes if anything gets added or announced beforehand. Nothing is locked until noon. And yeah, just have fun, enjoy it. Obviously, I love the spice of life, the variety of it. If people pick all the different people, but I get it. Everybody wants to stay competitive, but looking at the scoring right now, I mean, it's only going to get more and more of a gap if people don't start taking some swings. And I'll reassess. Maybe I'll do something with point advantages. Going into the second half to try and help some of the lower teams even out. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out because I do want to keep it fun until the end. So.
Listen, unlike Till 5, you don't have to worry. I can just speak for myself. I can't speak for Jim or Byrne. I think I can speak for Harley, but she has 8 points ahead of me, so I can speak for Harley too. We're not going to just roll over and die here, so I don't need your extra help points. I'm going to figure this shit out, and the power is going to Juice's head. I'm going to figure this shit out and get back on track. This is, again, you and TK colluding. I don't know why, but we'll figure that crap out as well. It's ridiculous. So don't worry. Keep your bonuses until the last week, buddy.
Okay, I'll remember that if I change my mind sooner.
Yeah, if you do, I'll also remember if I go down anymore. I'll erase this video, so it'll never happen. It's okay.
Speaking of this video, if you haven't noticed, this is episode 98, which means in 2 weeks' time, it is our 100th episode. And crazy. I figured this would be as great a time as any to let you all know we will be celebrating our 100th episode in 2 weeks here live. And I'm happy to announce that we will have the return of our original third host, Matt, joining us here on the show for one night only.
One night only.
Not a permanent gig unless we can convince him and he gets the itch or the bug back. But either way, he will be with us in 2 weeks' time on June 24th. Be sure to join us for episode 100 of the SharpSHOOTers.
And just a quick little sneak peek. One of the things we're going to do for that episode is we're going to talk about what made us kind of create the podcast in the first place, which is like our dream matches the match that we would like recommend to people to really get into wrestling and like really showcase what wrestling's about. So it's going to be a great episode to like, if you're a wrestling historian, to like really talk about and like really whatever your episode is, like whatever your match is that would really get someone into wrestling, come with it. Let us know. It'll be a great time. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We'll have some surprise guests as well. Who knows?
Hulk Hogan will not be here, so kill it tomorrow.
Hey, he could be. Listen,
I will leave.
Those of you, longtime fans of the show will recall that early on we did have the Hulkster on with us.
No.
We did. You weren't there for that episode. I believe that was just me live. He joined me. I was playing AEW Fight Forever, and he joined me via Teams chat. And we spoke on the call.
I have nothing to say
really cool.
This. Also, for any of you who are longtime fans, the reason that we are not counting the Thursday episodes in our numbers is because the Thursday is pretty much the second half of our Tuesday. We just split it up so it would be easier for people to follow along. But each week is pretty much like our episode number. So that's why we're doing episode 100 every Tuesday counts as our like official episode number. Just so you guys know.
It's also because Danny's a cop.
Moving on. So
nice try. Nice try, officer.
We have Money in the Bank blind ranking. So let me get this out of here.
Would you say maybe we'd call it Money in the Blank?
Actually, I would, because if you see, there are a bunch of blanks right in front of you. So, the purpose of this game, we've been doing blind rankings. I love blind rankings. It's a lot of fun for me just to try to come up with different stuff. This one is for Juice to figure out what year what year and or event, if he wants to guess the event as well. Totally welcome. I would love that. That this Money in the Bank match took place at. He doesn't have to guess the winner, nothing like that. I'm going to reveal a superstar every ranking. He can guess every time I reveal one, and then we'll see how many it takes for him to get it right. Any questions?
Okay. No, that's not how I thought this was going to go. But
what? How'd you think it was going to go?
I thought you were going to give me the full lineup, and I just guessed the year. And I thought you were going to have like a bunch. But okay, we'll do this.
Yeah, I got 3.
Ready. No, I know. I didn't think it was gonna be one name at a time. I thought it was just.
Oh yeah, because if I give you the whole thing, it might literally be like a 3-minute segment. So I figured drag it out a little bit. Why not? Make it a little fun. Right. And honestly, I'm gonna be so impressed if you guess within like the first 2. Like that's what I'm really curious about. Like sometimes you get this like Rain Man brain, and I don't know how you guess this shit so fast. So this is what I'm really interested in. So here we go.
Yeah. Wapner.
First one.
Qantas never crashed.
Randy Orton.
Okay.
And you can guess after each one. Who cares if you guess it wrong?
Yeah. I care.
That's fair.
Okay. The first 2 numbers that screamed out at me were 2011 and 2012. So I'm just going to go with 2012.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Next up.
Okay.
And those of you at home, you can guess as well. Juice, if you want to block the chat so you can't see them so it doesn't influence you, that's up to you. I don't care if you do or don't. Yeah. If you want their help, please let the chat go.
No,
Drew
they can do what they want.
McIntyre.
Okay. Now I'm thinking it's a more recent one. I don't think Drew was in like the earlier years. Orton was out for a while. Orton wasn't in the one in the wrestling at the headquarters, so it wasn't 2020. Was Orton really in there later ones? Let's just say it's probably wrong. Let's just say 2021.
Incorrect. Next up.
Okay.
Ali.
Oh. Okay. So that's the year Bork did his thing, I'm guessing, unless you're not counting that. But I think that's the only one Ali was ever technically in. He got replaced though. Shit. Was that 2018? Was that the year with the boombox? No, because Braun had it in 2018, I think, because that's when I did SummerSlam. So it might have been
Juice's brain at work, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I want.
It might have been a year or 2 before that. I'm trying to remember the briefcase though. It's not 18, and it's not after that. Let's do 2017.
Incorrect. Let me just double check. Yeah, incorrect. Just in case. Sometimes I get scared. Next up, Finn Balor.
I'm gonna say 2016.
Incorrect.
Finn was around.
Ricochet.
I know it's the Brock one. Fuck. I thought it happened in those years. I didn't think it was that late. Maybe it was. No. Was it 2019? No. Maybe it was. 2019?
2019 is correct.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the same. That was the same year when Ali got taken out of the chamber because of Kofi Mania, and then here because of Brock. Okay,
bro, you were getting there. I mean, you were circling and circling. I'm just sitting there, like, this is what I'm fucking talking about. If I gave him the whole lineup, he would have gotten in 1 second. So like, I had to get him one at a time. Brock, I wasn't giving you till number 7. Brock was gonna be the second to last one I gave you. The other ones, just so you guys see at home. Oh, let me scroll down. The other 3. Bam, or Andrade, Brock Lesnar, like we talked about, and Baron Corbin. So there you go. Nice. All right, next list. First one up. Ready?
Yes.
Finley.
2008. No. I already said it. Fuck it. Go with it. I know it's not that one.
Incorrect. Next one. King Booker.
Yeah, it's 23.
23. WrestleMania 23 in 2007.
Because the second I said it, I remembered Finley fought JBL at that WrestleMania.
Son of a
yes,
bitch.
WrestleMania 23.
For those of you at home,
I had that one.
I told you we got on the first one. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Edge, Randy Orton, Mr. Kennedy, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and CM Punk round out that field. All right, last one. All right, so the first one took you 5 guesses. The second one technically took you 2 guesses, but everyone at home knows the truth. All right, third one. Here we go. Dolph Ziggler.
Okay, you're not gonna. I doubt you're gonna give me the winner for it away. I'm just gonna say 2012.
You piece of shit. I was hoping that literally you would think exactly what you thought, and then you reversed it on yourself. So 2012 is correct. I figure if I gave you the winner right away, you'd be like, nah, not that one, and then I would have gotten like a few more out of it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. And even when I tried to drag it out, it still took 2 minutes for the last one.
Wait, who's Christian?
Christian. You don't know Christian?
Christian. I've never heard that one.
You go. Cody Rhodes, Hunico, Tyson Kidd, Tensei, Santino Marella, and Damian Sandow.
I want to see if the rest of them are spelled correct.
That's why I was hiding them. All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. If you have Amazon Prime, you will not get the ad. So make a sub, give us an Amazon Prime, use your Prime, give us a sub. That'd be great. Be right back.
Football cookie at Subway.
And we're back. So on our screen is our blind
Uh-oh.
rankings that we just did. I'm going to take those
Nope.
off.
Wrong things up.
Blah. And we have our card pack and opening. Let me get your big screen there, big guy.
Yeah.
It's all you.
So after tonight, we have 6 packs left to go from the hobby box. If there is a big boy hit in there, we will see in the coming weeks. We do 1 pack a night here on the show. Again, these are the 2021 AW cards, the very first set. This is a hobby box, and we're in the second half now, folks. So let's open it up. I already have all the base cards, so we're really just looking for the hits.
I don't know if you saw this before. I don't know when he sent this, but the Killer Tomato says the juice box looks strained. I don't agree.
Yeah, that was during the first pick when I was the first list when I was trying to figure it out. But I didn't feel drained. I was just thinking. All right. First up, we have base Young Bucks.
The greatest tag team ever, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Whatever. We have what is essentially a rookie card for Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh my God.
Little baby. Little baby belly.
That was. I think that was before the Taz. Get out of. I think that was before the Taz group, right?
No, 2021. That's probably right when Team Taz was like a thing. So, speaking of gold variant of Taz,
I knew it. I knew he was coming.
Our boy. You remember the motto for Team Taz?
I truly don't.
We build assassins.
Jesus Christ.
Says it on the back. That's how I knew. All right. Going to the next base cards. I'm going to skip the hits. We have a pack.
Yeah, I know.
A base card pack. Haha. We have a magazine variant of a Darby Allin.
Nice. That's one of your favorites now.
Oh, of course. Speaking of favorites.
Hey, give me that card.
Abaddon. You want some nightmares later?
It's terrifying. And never use. It's ridiculous.
Or we can just do like...
I love how much use you're getting out of Tony Schiavone's head on this podcast.
I just love it.
It's ridiculous.
Stupid. All right, and now for the hits of the pack. We have a Shawn Spears main features card. Remember him? NXT Superstar.
I always feel like that's like a... Do you remember Team Canada from TNA? Every time I see that background, I don't know why I think it's Team Canada. Just the white and red background.
Well, because it's doing like the explosion with like the leaf and stuff.
Yeah.
So. And the last card is not numbered, but it's a cool little variant, like hollow. It's the Butcher.
Hey, where's he been?
And I'm gonna try to get it. I don't know if you're seeing it well on the thing.
I don't know what it is.
I'm trying to get.
That's a better shot. Still can't tell, but I can see the glare better. Oh, what's the background?
Well, I'm trying to. You can kind of see the fireworks in the background.
That's what it is. Fireworks. Got it.
Yeah, it's like not even fireworks. It's like little circles and stuff. So maybe I don't know if they count that as fireworks. Maybe it is. There's pyro and then fireworks, so it's like the same but different.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That's why I was like, what is that?
Yeah. So that one wasn't one of the better packs. It was okay, but nothing great in there. But again, that just means it's still in there.
It's got
6 packs
soon.
to go.
That hit's got to come soon. If it's not coming soon, then honestly, Juice, you've wasted weeks of our time.
It's okay.
No, that pick's coming soon, man. I can't. Like I told you during the break, I'm so excited just to see what it is. Because honestly, only one thing can really ruin it. So as long as it's not him, it's gonna be great. Look how many packs you got left. It's coming.
It's in here. It's
all
in
right.
Here, baby. Thank you to Upper Deck, by the way. If Upper Deck gets their hands on this, be sure to reach out to us, and we'll definitely take any sponsorship or support and open more packs here on the show.
That'd be great.
Go buy Upper Deck cards from AW and everything. I love Upper Deck.
Upper Deck is great. When I used to collect cards, I did collect a lot of Upper Deck. I just stopped collecting cards after a while.
Yeah, Upper Deck.
All right. So time for the main event. Tonight, we will be ranking or revealing our rankings of the best Money in the Bank reigns after they've cashed in. So it's nothing to do with the cash in. At least for me, I didn't factor the cash in at all. It was just how the reign was afterward, and like what we liked about it, whatever the case is. Tony Schiavone 1 out of 1 auto generated, auto guaranteed.
You know what? Honestly, if it was a 1 of 1, I wouldn't even be mad.
That's totally fair. That's crazy if he gets a 1 of 1 of anything.
Yeah, a 1 of 1. Like if I got a printing plate of it, it'd be dope. But hey, Upper Deck, hook me up. I'll give me some packs. I'll open them on the show.
Let me know, Upper Deck. All right, here we go.
Deck.
So, should I start from the bottom? Right? I should start from the.
So let's start from the bottom. But also, again, just to reiterate to all of our viewers, this is purely just the title reigns that came out of the cash-ins. It's really just a chance for us to look back and say, hey, everyone remembers the cash-ins or the wins or the briefcase holding, but like which cash-in title reigns actually did something for the wrestler, which ones benefited the most from the reign itself, and which ones were kind of just like it didn't really do anything. And I'll tell you, before we even really dive into it, like my first observation is so many of these reigns only lasted like a month or two.
I was thinking the same thing. Like just trying to be objective. A lot of my reigns were just ones that lasted. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So like, I factored in ones that, did last and also ones that did something, I think, really for the talent, elevated it, which in my mind, this is what it's supposed to be for. It's supposed to elevate the talent into something new or more and be remembered for that reign. Not so much just the cash-in moment. And so there are going to be some classic cash-ins or wrestlers you think would be no-brainers to be on here that probably aren't on here.
Yep.
So something to keep in mind. But so Jay says in the comments, Big E, 110-day reign. Yeah, very true.
Let's see if he made the list.
Yeah, or one of our lists or both of our lists. So this is my list and Danny's list. I am on the right under my face. Danny's on the left under his face, or right, however you're looking at it. I've heard it both ways.
Hey.
Hey, yo. So, let's dive in.
So I'll start with the first one. This is one of the few that I think maybe the shortest reign that I picked on my list. That's also why it's number 10. But I think this title reign did two things really well. First off, it cemented like the Money in the Bank briefcase itself. It was the first real it was the first cash in. It was no one knew what to expect, and it was like perfectly done in my opinion. Where everyone's like, "Oh, it can really happen anytime, anywhere. Like as long as you hand the guy the briefcase, it's on." And then for Edge himself, like I know the reign itself was short, and he lost it to Cena, I think, within the month. But like it proved that he was a main event player. He had the Rated R sex segment with Lita. I know that has nothing to do with the title reign itself, but like that thrust him into that main event scene. So I really do think that number 10 is just the first title reign.
Yeah, no, that's fair. He was, I considered him at first because, I started at the beginning, it worked down. So naturally he was on there to start, but like, yeah, it gave him like the term of ultimate opportunist and all that. But as time went on, I was just like, the title reign itself was just not enough for me to put him on.
Yeah, totally fair.
Next up for me at number 10, I put Kane. And a lot of people probably wouldn't agree or put Kane on here, but I mean, his reign was really good. I have the numbers in front of me, by the way, for all of mine. Kane's reign was 153 days, which is pretty long for him. And I think it was probably his longest world title reign. So like when you're looking back, that's the one that kind of gave him at least something. Because I think the first one, wasn't the first reign like a day?
Yeah. Right? Yeah, it was literally, he won it at Bad Blood or Hell in a not Hell in a Cell. They didn't do that back then. But Bad Blood or In Your House or whatever. And then the next time Raw lost it to Austin.
But that's kind of my thing. Like, he was always a former world champion, but a day. This at least, I know it's the world heavyweight title, but this at least gave him like a longer reign to do something with. So, yeah, I put Kane at 10. I thought the reign was good for him to have.
Agreed. All right. Brings us to our number 9s. Coincidentally, my number 9 was also Kane. I agree with everything you said. I think it was his best reign. I think it did a lot for him. And also, like, he had a lot of good matches, like segments. He had Rey Mysterio, he had Batista, Undertaker came back. Like all that was wrapped around Kane winning this and taking out his brother, and Rey Mysterio him wanting to take that. Like it was just great storytelling with his whole reign. So I really enjoyed it. I agree with you a lot.
Yeah. And at number 9, I put Tiffany Stratton, which I almost wanted to put her at 10, but I didn't. But like, I only have her low because like she's still going. Like, the jury's still out on what this reign will mean for her career. But like, I mean, she's had the belt, what is it, 150 plus days, so she's at Kane territory right now with the length, and this is establishing her. So it's setting the bar for her career right now. So hard to say how it'll shake out when it's all said and done, but right now I think she deserves to be on the list.
Honestly, I didn't put her on this because I didn't, like you just said, I didn't know where she would land because it's not done yet. Not her fault entirely, but her first few feuds also haven't been the greatest. So like if she were to go on this, it would be lower. And then I just like Kane and Edge above it. So once it's done, because of the length itself, she definitely makes the list. But it's interesting how high she would go. Hopefully, like these storylines get better for her, but we'll see. Mm-hmm. All right, number 8.
Number 8.
So my number 8 is Bayley. Just because that was an awesome reign for Bayley. That really finally established her, at least in the main event scene, because NXT we knew what she could do because she showed it down there. But for like WWE, it really finally established her as like a main eventer, as one of the like better 4 horsemen in my opinion, because we all kind of thought that for a while, but like it got to show it to her, and it really got her to kind of change up a little bit of her style and like kind of show what she could do. So I really liked her title reign.
Yeah, so I have her on my list somewhere else. I had a hard time placing her where I wanted because like the reign almost like, and though this will happen a few more times as we're talking, but like she cashed in on Charlotte and then she lost it to Charlotte. So
and
like
that happened to, yeah, like you said, to a lot of people, which is so weird.
Happened to a lot of people,
including. Oh no! Wait, no, he didn't. He didn't win. I was saying, including Jey Uso, but he didn't win Money in the Bank. I was just about to say.
Yeah. So, like my whole thing was that like she was still the baby face. She still didn't really have the direction yet at that point, and it wasn't until a few months after the reign where she kind of finally took off with the heel thing, and so that I did factor that in because I think her losing the reign right into it, but it was tricky for me too.
Fair.
Putting her on, but yeah, but either way, my number 8, we'll get to Bayley more later, but my number 8 is Damian Priest. I put him there, 118-day reign, and again, it's on the lower side, but it was a longer reign, and despite how I may feel about him, and Triple H, has a thing for him, he wants to make him come off as a main eventer, and he is over. And do I think his reign was good and strong? I don't. I didn't like any of his stuff, but compared to everybody else, I think he has to be put on the list because he came out of the defense with a really strong reign, and I think that factors into it. So,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I just didn't like it, so I didn't put it on.
Yeah, I really tried to be like unbiased with that stuff.
I did for the most part, but just as much as we complain about everything that happened over the last year with him, with Judgment Day, with everything, I couldn't put him on and just be like. I think he had a terrible reign. I couldn't find anything good for myself. All right, number 7. We got Big E for myself and Carmella. What I'm going to do this time, because just like Bayley, you have Big E a little bit higher. So let's go to Carmella, and then we'll both talk about Big E when we get to yours.
Sure. So Carmella, I put higher up than Tiffy. She's at 130 days for her reign, and I think her reign was important because it was the one that kind of set the bar and the tone for what the Money in the Bank contract could be for the women. Mm-hmm. And like if she, granted, despite the second Money in the Bank match that happened, that whatever, like the redo match, but like it was a 130-day reign. It was a nice, solid. Was that 4 months? Like a little 4-ish month reign. So, which is again crazy to think about how little these belts were held after they were cashed in.
Yeah, that's one of the longer ones is 4 months.
I know. But yeah, so that's why I put it there. I mean, do I think it did anything crazy for her career? Not really, but if when you break it down, it was probably the defining thing of her career. So that stands for something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where I was too. I didn't really see it catapult her or do anything, so that's why I was strongly considering putting her on, but everyone else's I just had a better reasoning for. All right, number 6, and that's the reason I kind of made us wait because I saw your number 6 is Big E. So let's talk about Big E.
You want me to go? Okay, I thought you were gonna go because I did
No, I'll
Carmelo.
let you start, and then I'll go because I've been started on the other guys.
Sure. Yeah. So Big E, like our colleague in the chat, Jay DeFalco said, 110-day reign, long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, after Kofi had his moment, Woods had his King of the Ring, and all the tag belts between all of them, this was Big E's defining him moment. And despite how it ended with with Brock stuff, and then the injury, and he didn't get his chance to kind of keep going, capitalizing with it. I think the reign was awesome. I think it meant something, and good for him. So yeah, that's why I put him at number 6.
I agree. Also, I think the reign really showed that he can be like a legit single star because up until that point, people hadn't people saw maybe his brief intercontinental title run and stuff like that, but it wasn't anything like for people to say like, oh, he's gonna be the man. And a lot of people thought it, but like never really got to show that singles run. And I think he had a lot of good matches with it. Just a really good run overall. One of the more enjoyable runs for Money in the Bank, and again, from start to pretty much finish, because except for how it ended with Kofi and him, and every other Black World Heavyweight Champion WWE, it's just, he had, again, just repeating it, just a great run with it. Unfortunately, that Brock had to end it, but it is what it is. My number 6 was The Miz in his 2010 run, the first one, because, and I know we're not counting the cash in, but when he won it, like, he was so annoying with that briefcase. Like, he was the first one that really, like, that briefcase was a part of him, and it was so, like, frustrating to see him. And then when he finally cashed it in, great cash in, but the reign itself, WrestleMania match, like, he had that whole program with Cena and The Rock. He really catapulted himself into that main event scene and continued even when people like weren't really buying it. They still let him run with the ball, and he's really turned that into a great career. Like, I don't know if he would have stuck around this long if it wasn't for that first Money in the Bank.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and we'll be talking more about him in a moment. So
First up, though, we got a pair of ladies to talk about. We talked about Bayley a little bit before. I'll start off with Asuka, and then I'll let you finish up with your thoughts on Bayley. Asuka, definitely a recency bias for me. Definitely because I love Asuka, probably my favorite women's wrestler, maybe of all time. But the title reign itself, I thought was really good. It was during COVID. It was during the pandemic. So her, Sasha, and Bayley really carried like the women's division and a lot of WWE during that time. She had really good matches with them. She had I think, a good lengthy reign, good stories in there. So I just really liked her not her cash in, but her title reign after.
yeah, I don't know that one. I mean, wasn't that was like only like a 2 or so month reign? It wasn't like a long. I don't know. It wasn't anything really significant. I thought personally, but I get it. I mean, I get you like her, so I understand you're putting her in there. But yeah, like so I threw it up really quick just to look at like her defenses. So her defenses this champion double count out with Nia Jax, defeated Nia Jax, defeated Charlotte Flair, no contest with Sasha Banks, and then Sasha Banks beat Asuka by count out to win the belt. So I don't know, but yeah. It's fine. It's your list, your girl. I get it. I love Asuka, but that reign.
Well, again, remember, I wasn't even thinking about the individual matches. I was just thinking about all the programming where like she was all over TV during that time. Her, like I said, her, Bayley, and Banks were just focal point of the women's wrestling at that time. So that's the main reason why I put her on there, because like she helped kind of carry the division and the company, whether the matches were good or bad, during the time when they kind of needed it.
That's fair. All right. And yeah, I have Bailey at number 5. Probably could have been lower, but I already said my piece about her. How I think it helped. The reign helped catapult what came next. So
fair. Number 4, you got The Miz. I got Randy Orton, the 2013 SummerSlam cash-in. I think that was just like maybe one of his best title reigns. I maybe I'm being like a little exaggerated with that, but like he had a lot of short title reigns. Some of his title reigns weren't that great, but this match at not at SummerSlam, but the way he cashed in at SummerSlam just really started putting all that heat on him. And then his reign after that was pretty significant. Like I don't know if it was the longest, but I think it was one of the longer ones. And the feud with it kind of started the whole Daniel Bryan versus the Authority thing really get into high gear there. So like I think his reign kind of brought in a couple of different aspects with it that were kind of significant for really the company moving forward, with Daniel Bryan, the whole Yes movement, everything going on.
okay, all right, another odd one, I think. I mean,
all right,
yeah, I mean he only held it for like a month and he lost it, like he lost it like a month later to Daniel Bryan again.
Was that short one? No, I thought he had a longer one for this one.
That was later. The cash in itself, he did it at SummerSlam, and he lost it back to Bryan like a month later. So
maybe I was thinking of a different one then.
There's a reign I think that starts at the end of 2013. That's the one that leads into WrestleMania 30. That's the one you're thinking of. He didn't win that one he didn't win that belt until December. That wasn't the cash in reign.
Yes, I might have put that together then. I thought he held that belt from there to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all good. Yeah, and then mine, again, the Miz first cash in, the one from 2010, I did. I think this is probably the one that elevated. I mean, now we're getting to the top of the list. This elevated the Miz big time, despite him kind of falling back to the IC title, like kind of level tier. He was always someone that from that point on you could plug into a main event and see as a main eventer and pull it off again and do it. So exactly. I think it legitimized the Miz. I think that this is what Money in the Bank's supposed to be. Taking a character or taking a wrestler and making them with it, kind of like they did with Edge early on. But this one just gave Miz a significant reign, which I think I said 159 days with it. So not bad at all.
That's pretty good. Yep. All right, number 3. Our top 3 are really interesting how they kind of panned out. So we'll let that unveil itself. Number 3, we have. Oh wait, going the wrong way. Haha. I was looking at my screen. Io Sky for myself. Bryan Danielson for you. If you want to start off, you can this time.
Yeah, sure. So this one, this reign lasted 104 days. So again, like a 3.5 month reign only. Nothing really too crazy with it, but I think this was just one that began to legitimize him, because even though this was pre WrestleMania 30 and the Yes movement, this was what really set the groundswell for who he was and what he became in WWE. Because again, like I said earlier with Bailey, it was about what the reign did for him, and in the end, and him losing the belt to Sheamus in 8 seconds or 18 seconds, whatever it was at WrestleMania, that was this reign, the cash in. Like that, he lost it here, and that basically set the tone and everything for audiences to just like hook onto him and say, "What the hell? No, he's our guy." So I think it was significant and alone for that. So
no, totally agree. I have Io Sky as my number 3. I think her recent reign really was just one of the better reigns overall, both men and women's. She had I don't know, what was her number, just out of curiosity?
A fun fact about Io Sky, she actually has can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, my USB port keeps like making that sound like it's being plugged in and out over and over again.
Oh no, you're
So
just fine.
just wanted to make sure everybody was hearing me consistently. Okay, okay. So fun fact about Io Sky, she out of all the men and women, she has the longest
That's what I
like
thought.
range, longest title reign as champion from a cash in
Yeah, that's what I
at
thought.
245 days.
That's crazy. Good for
She
her.
had the longest one. So yeah.
No, and I enjoyed so much. Like she had so many good storylines. The WrestleMania match where she really had to prove herself, I think, was one of the better storylines going into a WrestleMania. Because like it's just always fun having that like kind of overlooked person just be like, I'm better than you both, and I'm just gonna show you both I'm better. Like I just really liked it. One of the lengthier title reigns, like you just said, and we'll continue the conversation because our number twos or number threes just in reverse. So, like you were saying about your Sky, longest title reign. I agree with you with Bryan Danielson. I think that really catapulted him, especially the way he lost. I've never seen fans latch on someone more, including ourselves. Like I remember being fuming over that match that we were all like really hyped for, and then all of a sudden like we blinked and it was over. So like he really got the job done with his title reign and his cash in. So both these number 2 and 3, I think it was really funny that we just reversed them.
Yeah. And even with Io Sky, I think it helped legitimize her and define her on a main roster setting. Because, you know, there's the fans that liked her from NXT and coming up. I think giving her that lengthy reign and the stuff with Damage Control and Bailey, I think all of it helped her get over. And I think that's what's making this reign now, even though I'm not watching it, it seems like this reign is probably a more comfortable one, but also it's, you know, for what it's worth, it seems like she's not really on or wrestling much from what I've heard. But that's kind of par for the course with how Triple H books his champions. They don't really wrestle as much anymore. But
It's just been more frustrating that she hasn't really been on TV as much because they've been focusing on like all the tournaments and stuff and all these little other things where it's like she got kind of pushed to the sideline, and it's like you just had this huge WrestleMania match. You just had this great storyline ending, and then it's like, now what's her next step? Oh, where is she? Like, is she hurt? I don't think so. So why is she not on TV? It's just strange.
yeah, it is. But whatever. We're not talking about that now.
Yeah.
Let's go to
The good
number
stuff.
ones.
And our number ones for both of us, no doubt, Seth freaking Rollins, bro. And I mean, I don't know if anyone would have a different number one. I'd be very interested to hear what it was, but this is like the defining reign. This is like, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, please.
Oh, sorry.
Continue. I'm agreeing.
Like,
I'm agreeing.
Yeah, no,
I'm agreeing.
I thought you were about to be like, this was, I think, when you really define a character by a reign, and when you really like this was after the whole authority thing. This is after the whole Shield slip up. This was after everything where it's like, all right, now it's time to, we set him up, and now let's capitalize on probably the greatest main event star that they've built up in a very long time, very organically on their own. And just this cash in, this reign just really was a cherry on top of all that storyline build up over the few months, and it was great.
Yeah. So before I dive in, I do have some breaking news I want to share with everybody here on the show. Mariah May now goes by Blake Monroe.
Stop it.
Oh, that's true.
Why?
So Blake Monroe. So I called half of it. I did say Mariah Monroe at one point.
You did say Monroe. I wonder why Blake.
Yeah.
I don't hate the name. I just don't understand why Mariah May would change to Blake Monroe.
Yeah. I don't know. But breaking news for all of you listening. Blake Monroe is her new name.
Is any part of that her real name, out of curiosity? Like
No,
Mariah,
her
is
real
Mariah
name-
May her real name? No, right? That's a,
Her real name is Mariah May.
Oh, so then that's weird.
But I think it's like Mariah May, but M-A-E, like May is her middle name. So I think it's Mariah May something, but either way, it's her real name.
Interesting.
Okay, going back to this to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yes, number one, Seth Rollins, 220-day reign as champion following this.
So
Following
second
the
highest.
cash-in, which was the second highest, the most among the men. And while some would say he was already on the path with all the Shield moments and all that stuff. I mean, this again, career defining moment, just like the Miz, and it got him straight up with all this stuff and just took him to the next level before the next level. So yeah, I think that Seth benefited the most from his cash out of anybody, in terms of the reign itself, not just the overall career following. Because obviously, as you guys can see by now, we left off people like CM Punk, who I wanted to put on there because like the second reign, I think did a lot for him,
Yeah.
like with the Straight Edge Society and the Jeff Hardy feud. But it wasn't a long reign. It's like I didn't want to put it on there. Like the Dolph Ziggler moment was huge, but again,
It
not a
was
great
it was a
reign.
moment because then he got hurt right after that, so like it wasn't a long reign either.
Yeah, so there's a lot of hard ones. If you guys went back and actually looked, you'd see like a lot of these reigns that followed weren't that long. So like, yeah, cool, they cashed in, became a champion, but most didn't do much with it. And I'm pretty sure everybody outside of at least my top 10 was like under 3 months of a reign. So just goes to show you, doesn't do too much for people. But most, and it's funny too, most of these long reigns are from the last few years,
Yeah.
like Tiffy, Damien,
EO.
Bailey, Big E, EO. Like half my list is from the last like 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just changing with the company though. But yeah, all right, we did it.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, join us this Thursday as we do our last point standing. We talk about this week in wrestling. Thank you so much for sticking with us all night tonight, and we'll see you guys Thursday at 8 o'clock. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.